Alhamdulillah wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah wa ala wa ashbihi ajmain amma ba'd. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Daniel Hakim Boy bin Abdullah. I am from Malaysia. I'm of Chinese origin, and I'm a Muslim for close to 10 years. I'm married with 3 children, and I have been practicing Islam only about 7 years ago. You see, in Malaysia, it's a multiracial country with the majority of them who are Malays, comprising about 55%, and Chinese close to about 25%, and the rest of them are either Indians or of other races. Now in Malaysia, the funny thing about it is that majority of the people in Malaysia identify religion by race. For example, if you are Malay, you are a Muslim. If you are Chinese, you are either a Buddhist or a Taoist or maybe a Christian. If you are Indian, you are a Hindu. This has been going on for years, and this is not very good because it doesn't show a good example of Islam. In Islam, is not segregated by race. It's not confined to only one race. It is a religion for almost, in fact, for everybody. Now, my exposure to Islam was started from school days, where I interact with my school friends and what we observe, and those are just Islam. Islam as what we see. It doesn't show any genuine practices. There's practically no proper introduction to Islam. So as I got to work, as I start off working at the age of 21, I was more exposed to life and social matters in society, in social life. After my school, I started off working in the bank. That was when I was exposed to my first exposure to working life. And of course, when you're exposed to this type of working life, you probably be exposed to social life as well. So social life means the normal social life, which is the un-Islamic social life. So gambling is normal, then drinking, and of course all other night activities. Subsequently, from the bank, I went to electrical direct sale company, which has exposed me further to more of other life, of or probably a higher stage of social life. During my school life, we were very much exposed to Christianity because my school was a Christian missionary school. And then we also have activities, youth activities, and I got myself involved with church activities, and then we were also involved in Sunday school, even teaching and even learning the Bible. Then I met this girl, a Malay girl, who told me that to be a Muslim is a good thing. Eventually, from then on, I was exposed to Islam. Well, after some time, I have this attraction for this girl. Then, of course, she's my wife now. Then I have to undergo various procedures, or rather red tapes, before I could marry her. I didn't understand at first because it was so much of red tape. So what I mean red tape is going through, filling out forms, going through the religious department, getting information, learning more about Islam and all that. So practically I spent close to about maybe about 4 to 5 months on Fardu Ain, and then From there, I was introduced to Islam more on an academic side. So as far as practice is concerned, it was not full practice. So after learning much about Islam, the Fardu Ain part of Islam, then I was ready for the kalima, shahadat, which is Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah. So from then on, I knew that I was a Muslim. But the only thing is that I couldn't get myself to practice because I can't really see Islam then. So I merely follow what I observe, which is what has been practiced by the other Muslims, the other Malay Muslims. So I may change a little, but slightly better in the sense that probably I do not consume liquor, I do not consume what is forbidden, like pork, and which is whatever food which has been, which the name of Allah has not been invoked. So practically, the life was like that. This happened close to about 3 years. By then, I already got my first child, Athira. And then as I got my first child, my thinking changed. I told myself, if I'm a Muslim, I have to do something about it because as it is now, I haven't been really practicing. So I quit my job. So at the age of 25, I made up my mind to sign up for a course on Fardu Ain to learn more about Islam. And by the age of 26, I was able to learn at least the basics on Islam. That was when I recited the Kalima Shahadat, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah. I knew I become a Muslim then, but then I did not really practice because I was more of an observer then, observing what the other Muslims are doing and following them. I did not ask much subsequently until much later. At the age of 27, I got married, of course, to a Muslim, a Malay girl, and then on, I started slowly, bit by bit, on Islam, on the practices of Islam. After my conversion as a Muslim, I did not really understand Islam totally. So my practice was really based on observation, on what I see, on what I observe, and mere exchange of information from my circle of friends. So there was no full commitment then. I have been working for this electrical direct sale company for close to about 9 years. My last and final year, I was posted to Kelantan in Kota Baru, and my work there was not so suitable for me because it really takes a lot of my time, and practically no time for me to practice Islam at all, and there's no opportunity for me to really learn about Islam. Not only that, I don't even have time for my family because I get back home at 3. I do not have time to learn more about Islam. I don't even have time to practice my regular prayers. So I realized that to carry on with that work was not suitable for me. So I took a decision to stop, to quit, and I went back to Kuala Lumpur. When I got back to Kuala Lumpur, I got myself involved in business. Then my business requires me to travel to as far as Johor Bahru. Now in Johor Bahru, I was introduced to a friend, this friend by the name of Zulkifli Shoaib, with due respects to him because he really showed me, or rather introduced Islam proper to me. Well, when we were there, when I was there, We had a lot of time together because my family was in KL and I was in Johor Bahru, so my time was practically spent with him. And of course, he had so much time for me because he was not married then, even though he's very much my senior. So I was introduced to Islam by him. When we were together, we had a lot of information, we had a lot of discussion on Islam, on the life of a Muslim, on various topics on Islam. So he made a very good remark which really struck me. He mentioned that it is not enough for a person to wear baju Melayu, to put on a songkok, go to the mosque on Friday, not consuming liquor, not consuming pork, is good enough to become Muslim. He told me, no, that's not enough. A Muslim has to practice every second, every minute. From then on, it struck me that it could be what I've been observing may be the wrong angle of Islam. So I told myself to do more research, to find out more about Islam. That was when I went back to reading, because all this while I thought reading is only confined to school days. So I got myself to some books, especially some pamphlets and all that. So I started off reading. As I read, I realized that Islam is not what I observe. I was introduced to Islam by him. When we were together, we had a lot of information, we had a lot of discussion on Islam, on the life of a Muslim, on various topics on Islam. So he made a very good remark which really struck me. He mentioned that it is not enough for a person to wear baju Melayu, to put on a songkok, go to the mosque on Friday, not consuming liquor, not consuming pork, is good enough to become Muslim. He told me, no, that's not enough. A Muslim has to practice every second, every minute. From then on, it struck me that it could be what I've been observing may be the wrong angle of Islam. So I told myself to do more research, to find out more about Islam. That was when I went back to reading, because all this while I thought reading is only confined to school days. So I got myself to some books, especially some pamphlets and all that. So I started off reading. As I read, I realized that Islam is not what I observe. Islam is more of total conviction and commitment. So I told myself, if this is a good religion, then I should find out more about it. My reading from books is not good enough. So I managed to sign up for a course in one of the universities to learn more about Islam, a more structured course on Islam. So after going through the course, when I was in the course, I was exposed to a lot of Muslims from various walks of life, even from other countries. Then I could see that Islam is not confined to only the Malays or only to one particular race. So now I realize that Islam is for everybody. If Islam is for everybody, that means this religion is a very good religion in a sense that it can be accepted by other people. From then on, I really started practicing. I do my salat 5 times a day. I do not consume what is forbidden, and I practice charity and all the fundamentals of Islam. Now that I understand Islam fully, I feel that I should do more to eradicate, to remove the wrong notion about Islam to my friends, to whoever I come across in Malaysia, because I feel that Islam should be introduced to everybody who do not understand, even to Muslims themselves in Malaysia. They do not understand that well enough. Maybe it's because they do not have the conviction. So I feel that I should do something about it. But of course, to do something about it, I have to learn more about Islam. I have to learn the proper way to do da'wah, and to really explain first to the non-Muslims and subsequently to the Muslims themselves. I hope I could succeed in this. So now that I know the purpose in life, what I am supposed to do in this world, I spend more time in doing da'wah than doing my own business. Because I realized that life in this world is just for a certain period. Life hereafter is what we should look forward to. Even though I do my own business, I have da'wah in mind. Each client I meet, each business deal I go for, I show to them Islam. I show to them how Islam is like. Islam is not confined to only religious practices. It's not confined to only praying and religious obligation. It is everything. Starting from ourselves, from our own individual, improving ourselves. Islam is also applicable to family, to the neighbors, interaction among friends, in life, in business, in economy, in everything, even to the extent of politics. Of course, nothing is better than knowing more about Islam. The more I learn, the more I realize that there is more that I do not know. So learning, there is never ending in learning. So I hope to sign up for a future course in probably Arabic, probably learn a proper way on Islam. What we do depends very much on our intentions, very much on our actions, and also very much on what we know. We have to practice Islam based on Quran and the Sunnah. From this Quran and Sunnah, it will really help us, guide us throughout our life. It covers everything in life. For example, our family, in our everyday life, business and everything. Now that I realize Islam is such a good religion, that I would like to tell my other friends who are not Muslims to tell them how good Islam is all about. I feel so sorry for them because they are not exposed to it, or rather the environment do not actually show them how good Islam is. It was probably the media. Now I realize that I have to inform our friends who are not Muslims about Islam. To do that, I have to really get myself prepared, like learning Arabic, to read the Quran, because from the Quran, we not only can we inform our friends about Islam, but then we can also improve ourselves from there. As I do my business, now I realize that I should spend more time in da'wah. So I hope to prepare myself, and by then I will be able to do full-time da'wah. As time goes by, my belief, my commitment in Islam gets stronger and better, because I know that this is true, this is the truth, and this is the right way of life. I'm not under influence. This is my own personal conviction. I hope to be a much better person, hope to be a much better Muslim. I've been happy with my present position now as a Muslim, and I hope that I could extend this to my parents. I hope one fine day that they will understand Islam and they themselves become Muslims. Not only that, even my brother, because I feel so, I will be very happy if they can become Muslims. I hope every minute of my life is well used up for the propagation of Islam. Let me wish all of you the best in your life, and I'm sure Allah will guide you. In one of the hadiths, it does mention that if you improve on your religion, your good works will be rewarded between 100 to 7,000 times. I believe it's worth our effort. So, to the Muslims, please commit yourself, and to those who are watching, who are non-Muslims, think about it. This is the best religion that has been perfected for us. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillah rabbil alamin.
لبيك اللهم لبيك
لبيك اللهم لبيك
لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك
لا شريك لك لبيك
إن الحمد
إن الحمد
والنعمة
والنعمة
لك والملك